Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Karan Kapoor and I'm the PR admin. And welcome to another edition of our podcast presented by SLS Noida. Today, our guests are Piyush and Ansh. So, could you start with introducing yourself, Piyush?
Hello guys, I'm Piyush Gupta and I'm your IT administrator for SimFiesta 2024.
And guys, I am Ansh Bhatnagar, IT administrator for this year 2024 edition.
So, let's just start with the questioning. So, it's going to be a light round, right? So, how did you get the opportunity to start your work as IT admin? So, how did your journey in the IT team start?
Okay, so my first SimFiesta was SMF 2022. And at that time, the deputy admin was Hardik and main administrator was Abhinav Shukla. And majorly, my guidance was under Abhinav Bhaiya. And the treatment and the way SimFiesta kind of filled the whole of my second year with memories and nostalgia was really an enriching experience and something which I really liked. So that is how I'll say my journey started, and then it all led to SimFiesta 23, and then in SimFiesta 24, I'm your IT admin.
My journey was quite different from Piyush. I'll tell you, I was a part of SimFiesta in 2022 edition as well. But I was in Team Ecstasy. I performed for the home team in SimFiesta. How I came into Team IT, I joined the team in 2023. I became a member. And in that edition, Hardik Bhaiya was the only admin. And I worked under his guidance, mostly in the videography team. So that's how I get into
Were you
that.
part of the Simvoke team as well?
Yeah, in 2022 edition, I took part in both Ecstasy and Simvoke. And then in 2023, I came into IT. So yeah.
So, for viewers who don't know what the IT does, could you please divide and demarcate as to what is your work and what do you do in the IT team?
Okay, so IT team is broadly divided in four headers. The first one being the design team, which is responsible for making the banners, the board, and whatever is going on, the creatives which are going on Instagram and other platforms. Right. And the second team is content creation team. That is a fairly recent addition, which we started this year. So on the 10th edition. And they are responsible for the content which goes in the magazine, the websites, the post, and everything. Every content anywhere would be written by them. So they are a dedicated team responsible for writing every caption, depicting the tale and telling the tale of SimFiesta.
And apart from these two, there are two other teams. One is the videography team, which are responsible for all the shoots and all the reels which you see, all the major projects, all the shoots which takes place in those. And other than that, there is IT management. See, IT management has a lot of work. Many people do not know ki IT management, what does they actually do. So if I have to explain it here, IT management helps the videography team, designing team, and all the other teams, content creation as well, to smoothen their process basically. And on the main day of the fest as well, there are IT requirements which are to be met on every stage, the lighting, the sound, all of those things. IT management is the one who coordinates with the artist team as well and the participants as well as to what are their requirements for the stage. So that is quite a hefty work on the IT management team.
So, since Piyush, you've been in the IT team right from your second year. What has been your most rewarding experience in managing SimFiesta from the perspective of IT?
Okay, so I've always, in the past 2 years and even this year, I have majorly been responsible for the design part. So whatever the creatives are going, how our social media is looking, designing the wall, designing the banners, that's what I've been involved in. And the most rewarding aspect, for me at least, is the wall. The SimFiesta wall, which we do every year, is something depicting the tale, and it is a tradition started by our alumni. So we try to better it every year. This year we have tried to incorporate graffitis into it to make it a bit better or make it a bit different from what we do last year or what we used to do in the last years. So I'll say the wall. Specifically seeing the excited faces of every kid the next day when they come to college was really good.
Okay. What about you, Ansh?
On the same note, that seeing the excited faces of the kids, that comes to me through videography and through the reels which we put out, through the video content we put out, all the logo reveals, theme reveals. They are basically played in the auditorium. We can see the hype around the people around there. See artist reveals, and there are a lot of pre-fests. And all these projects, when you create them, this videography projects. So when they are out there, people hoot in middle of that presentation. That is where I get my satisfaction from. That yes, they are liking our work. And on the social media as well, people are commenting that, yeah, this concept was very nice. I've shared it with these many people. Everyone is liking that. So that is where my main validation, you can say, comes from.
So this time around, the IT team has designed our merch, both the general as well as the OC merch. So how has that been different that last year or last year's merch?
Basically every year there are hiccups. This time around also we have drafted first design, but when we asked people for their approval, they didn't like it. So we were like, okay. But then we also realized one thing, that everyone has a different taste in fashion. One person wants this type of fashion, other person wants this type of fashion. We were quite consistent with the fact that we want it to be an oversized t-shirt, because the summers are approaching, like, and no one is going to wear a jacket this time. So we are quite confident on that we are going for oversized. But the design was one thing which was very fluid at that time. We were not sure where to go about it. But then we called upon our OC. We discussed this with them, because that's what it is all about. Fiesta is for everyone. Only the admins cannot just sit and design the merch and just get away with it. We have to involve the OC. We have to ask them that what designs would you actually prefer. We got a lot of drafts, and then after all taking the considerations of everyone, we have designed that final merch. Either be general or either the OC merch. You can.
Okay, so I just to define it, and just mostly covered it. Merch is something very subjective, and we try to take in opinion of as many as possible, whosoever is available on the campus at the time we are finalizing the draft. So whatever opinion it may be about the color of the fabric, what is the type of the font, we try to take in the opinion and consideration of everything. But at the same time, the merch is something which needs to depict a tale or a connection with the Sim Fiesta, with Sim Fiesta in itself. Or else it is just pointless. It is just another t-shirt you may wear any day. So there's nothing which would make you, or which would ignite that spark within a first year or second year college student, that, oh, a fest is coming around. Because at the end, the intended crowd of Sim Fiesta is first and second years. That is how it has been always, as far as I can remember. So we try to generally see what the trend is with the first and second year specifically, because they are the major target audience of the festival itself. Because it is them who would one day, be members or be sitting in the position of administrators and doing podcasts like this. So at the end, they are our target audience, and we try to make them happy. And this year, I believe we have done good in that.
And not even that, to add on that, even the fifth years as well, we tried to provide them with such a merch which if they wear after their college, people would look at it and say that, like, this is a good merch. Which event or which fest does it associate with? And that's how the word of mouth also goes along the way. Sim Fiesta should become a brand. That's our only end goal. So that is how it is.
So this time around, you guys have done a great job at designing the merch. So when can we see admin merch coming from your side?
Okay, so admin merch is one thing which we did not finalize, because we are trying to do our best so that every administrator of different teams would have their custom merch. So no,
Perfection takes time.
yeah, perfection takes time, and we first wanted to get done with the OC merch and
The general merch.
because they are on priority. Admins at the end can wait till the last day of the fest to be there to wear their merch, but we cannot do the same with our OC and with the general merch.
And to continue the hype, you need to provide them with the general merch first. That's what I believe. Because if they'll wear that much and come to college and just attend their classes in that merch, then also, even in between the classes, the hype is there. That, okay, the merch is here, the Sim Fiesta season is around, the vibes are there. That's what it is.
And I believe that our first merch drop is happening on the 4th. So
Stay tuned. Stay
Yeah,
tuned for
stay
our
tuned
for
for
our
that.
merch.
4th March,
Instagram would be flooded with people wearing SMF merch.
tagging Sim Fiesta. Do tag.
So let's say 5 years down the line, when you look back, what do you think will be your biggest contribution to Sim Fiesta? Let me start off with Ansh here.
5 years is a very long time to just
Let's just
write it
when
down
you
right
graduate, and you see in the past, what do you see? What do you think will be your biggest contribution to Sim Fiesta?
See, there are many small contributions which will accumulate to become one big contributing factor, which I think will be from my side. After 5 years as well, I'll be following Sim Fiesta everywhere, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere, because that is what it is about. It's a connection, it's a vibe. I'll be seeing my juniors on becoming admins, and they'll be doing things even better than me. They'll be making better videos, they'll be making better designs, they'll be making better posts, they'll be getting better sponsors, everything will be better. And I'll be just happy that I have been a part of that journey. Some things are there which I have incorporated along with my peers, that okay, this should be changed, this should be incorporated, which has benefited us. I'll be seeing that journey all throughout, that which other things they have incorporated which has made Simfiesta as a whole a better thing altogether.
This time around, the IT team has really set a very high benchmark, which will be very difficult to break down for a couple of years.
I will say, Karan, that SimFest is different from other college fest in that way as well, because the administrators who once started SimFiesta, they have never left that journey of SimFiesta or any journey of any edition.
Exactly.
I believe that Symbiosis and SimFiesta in itself has been all about community getting together and enjoying those 3 days of pro nights, those events, and doing everything they can do. Event is working hard to get sponsorship, to arrange judges, to get registrations,
Connecting with new friends.
connecting with
Yeah.
new friends. That I believe that as PR admin and being part of the PR team, you know how many connections you have built in professional life as well as personal connections. So it is about bringing the community together, and I still believe that we are still in touch with our admins. We are touching with Khemka Bhaiya, we are touching with Abhinav Bhaiya, we are touching with different admins. I believe every team is connected with their past admins, and they are never, backing off from guiding us. They always tend to guide us whenever we are feeling that, okay, we need some guidance. They would always support us and they would be part of that journey. And it is not something they are forced to do, it is just something they do out of their heart. So I believe that I might be someone like that only, that who would be
Exactly.
engaged with Simfiesta
And see,
throughout.
yeah, and see, since they are involved even till this date, it becomes more of a duty, obligation, you can call it anything, to deliver what they have done and better it. If at any point we are lacking, they are always there to guide us, that see, we have done it this way, we should have done it this way, this will become better. This is what we are trying to convey here, that all the past admins are here with us. We will also be there with all the upcoming admins which will be there.
Setting a higher benchmark every year.
Yeah,
right?
so that becomes more of a duty and obligation, that you have to set a better benchmark. You can't
do
go back.
something to make it grow, to expand it. We want
That it-
Simfiesta to expand.
I believe it's not a duty, it's something that we want to do.
Yeah.
Set a higher benchmark every year.
I guess
Exactly.
it is an emotion. It is
Ah.
a connect between every individual involved in Simfiesta with Simfiesta, that they want to do and they want to make Simfiesta grow.
So we all know that IT is at the center of everything and needs to coordinate with all the teams in Simfiesta. So according to you, which has been the most easiest team to work with and which has been the most difficult team to work with? Furthermore, how do you deal with that difficulty?
Okay, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I won't comment about the least. What would we say? The
Favorite?
favorite.
But I would
I have
say-
the worst one. The worst one would be PR. Oh my god, PR has given us such a huge headache about the contingent policy and not approving that. I have been badgering Karan for the past, 15, 17 days that, brother, what is the update about your contingent policy? I need to update it in the rule book. We need
Okay.
to update our rule book
Okay,
as
okay,
soon as
Piyush,
possible.
Piyush,
And it just is
Hold your
executed.
horses. He'll leave the podcast. Hold your horses. He'll leave the podcast. You want any more raw answers from us?
On that side note, PR has also been one of those teams where we could have, where we have done great coordination and work with great collaboration. The social media part is going good. It's just that rule book wala part, which is subject.
But I'm sure we'll improve on that aspect.
That will be sorted out soon.
I'm waiting
That's
for
not sorted
that
out.
aspect to improve for my past 2 editions as well.
I'm
But
sure it won't continue in the next edition.
but okay, to expand on that thing, that we have to coordinate with a lot of teams, like almost all the teams. That is a very true thing. I think IT is the only team which has to coordinate a lot with all the other teams, whether it be planning, hospitality, PR, any team. And I think that makes us do things which we will not do actually. See, many of us have been an introvert, extrovert thing. That is a whole separate issue on the other side. But you have to, sometimes
Get out
keep
of
your
your
calm.
shell.
No,
And
you have to keep your calm. Because at times, as he has said, that contingent policy, he has taken it in a very light way. But at that time also, I know he had kept his calm. Otherwise, it could have been, escalated to a huge fight as well. That is what Simfiesta has taught us in this past years. So that is one thing.
This time around, I believe IT team has brought out the number of innovations which have never happened before. One of them being a WhatsApp broadcast group. So we would want to know whose idea was it and how has it been going for you guys?
So the incentive behind using different modes of social media for information delivery and to spread awareness was because it came from a director search desk that you guys just target on social media. You believe that social media is just about Instagram when it is not. There are numerous different ways where people receive information, and some people are not on particular platform. Like it may be that a person of our college would not be on Instagram, but he may be on WhatsApp. He may not be on Snapchat, but he might be on Threads. So we try to post on information and spread awareness through every possible social media platform which we can utilize.
Exactly. And see, one might say that there have been a lot of social media lately that everyone is doing broadcast, everyone is doing Snapchat, but there are, if I have to make you count, there might be more than 10 to 15 social media platforms. But we'll try to capitalize on the ones which are actually relevant, right? And make the best out of those. See, WhatsApp broadcast is a very nice and unique way to give out information
Directly, and
directly.
immediately.
And see,
WhatsApp broadcast gives you a advantage that it helps you connect with people beyond your target audience as well.
Yeah.
For instance, there might be that some parents are overly encouraging about their children's or their kids, what do they say, co-curricular activity. So they might want them to participate in cultural events. They might want to participate in legal events to develop and get in those certificates to help boost their resume, boost their CVs. So I believe that WhatsApp is also spreading information to them about the fest and what the events we are doing.
and I personally believe one thing, that if we have to put a genuine information on Instagram, I think it loses its credibility there, because Instagram is more about fun.
Fun.
more- If we have to give out credible information, I think mails,
Mails
and
and
WhatsApp
WhatsApp is the way
broadcast
to do
are the two things where you can give out credible information. And that's why, see, you are PR admin, you get the registrations. So once these registrations are done, you should ask them to join the WhatsApp broadcast group, because that's where the information about which event is going to happen where, that will be very easily and handily available there. So that's why we have divided the information amongst social media. Instagram is for fun. We have to reach out people to get registrations. One thing,
So this time around, we made clear demarcations. WhatsApp is for
there is a
information.
there is clear demarcation, which has allowed us to do our job better. It is not something that we couldn't have done in the past. It was just something that we were not looking or using the right approach to target it. We were on hodgepodge that how should we do this, and everything was piling up at the end of the day. So this time we have tried to streamline how IT is functioning in all as a team instead. Because at the end of the day, whatever content we are producing has to go out. So if we do delays from our side or we cause some unnecessary or some hiccups come, we are prepared. We are making advanced posts ready. Our readings are creating 2 days reels in advance, 3 days reels in advance. Our design team is creating posts even before they're going out. So that just in case there is a hiccup, we have something else which we can utilize and just not let the hype down.
Speaking of hiccups, we've got 15 days left for our fest. So how are you dealing with the stress associated with just 15 days of stress? 15 days to go for the fest.
There is a lot. And it has always been the case. I believe that whatever time you give to IT team, he would find that time to be short,
Inadequate.
inadequate.
Yes.
Because you just cannot try to do everything. There's so many good ideas, so many different and unique ideas that we try to cover and we want to cover as well. It is something that it would create, we know that, but we are just time out that we cannot.
especially with the content calendar thing, right? You either you give us 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, we will have more content than what is actually needed. But we don't have that much of time to put it out. See, we cannot post a lot on Instagram on one day.
It will lose the hype.
It will lose the hype.
To
Yeah.
stay within the ambits of the algorithm, we need to keep up with the algorithm of the social media so that whatever we post receives traction, receives and engages community. Because at the end, that is what our target is. If you cannot connect with people, and that is not just specific to our college students, it is to everyone. What the reels we are trying to create this time is spreading on information. The post which we are doing, the event intro post, as you know, PR has received numerous queries on our Instagram handle about some event. They saw the event post that there is a Mubaisa event happening, debate event. So they texted on up that, hey, I'm interested in the debate event. Could you please share your information? So I believe we are doing and we have taken us the social media approach very well this year.
Yeah, and I believe content fatigue is a real thing. We have to take that into consideration as well. So we have to plan everything out. That's why the time, whichever time you give us, that is not enough.
Guys, since we are time restricted, I'm going to restrict it to just one more question, of which has two parts. So, how does SimFiesta contribute to the overall growth of a student? And what are the lessons that one can expect to carry if they participate in SimFiesta? So, according to you, what has been your experience which has surely led you to come out of your shell, which you think can happen for others? And why should other people also come and join in SimFiesta to get out of their respective shells?
See, I have a lot of perspective, if I should say, as to what one can gain from SimFiesta, since I was a part of SimFiesta, not just by being a part of the OC. See, what many people think is that you are just a part of SimFiesta when you are in the organizing committee or when you are in the, admins or core. But that's not true, because when I was a part of Simvogue and when I was a part of Team Ecstasy and we had to perform for SimFiesta, we used to stay till 5 and 6. We have to practice.
It's a team effort.
Yeah, it's a team effort.
Collective effort.
It's a
Collective
collective-
community.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
about bringing community together.
And that part of my SimFiesta, which was not a part of the OC, that has given me a lot, whether it comes to socializing with others, whether it comes to, getting experience and meeting new people, getting out of your shell, being extrovert. That is one thing. You don't have to be a part of an OC, or for that matter of fact, you don't have to be a part of Simvogue as well. You can be a part of SimFiesta just by being at the campus during that time. You will get to,
You'll get to meet
Yeah.
people. You'll get to experience what the spirit of SimFiesta is all about just by being on the campus in the next 15 or 10 days when the work actually picks up.
Okay, so I believe I was quite an introvert when I started college, and that was something to be blamed on COVID, because those 2 years without any social interaction was really bothersome for me. And I felt quite difficult making friends or interacting with people when the college started, because it was online and I was a late joinee. So I did not know much of people, or I did not have so many friends around. But when SimFiesta came, I was part of the team IT. I started engaging. It helped me develop more communication skills. It helped me open up again. And somewhere that has also helped me professionally, I believe. Because the strict deadlines we need to maintain in SimFiesta while doing IT work, that a post has to go online, then that means it has to go online. We need everything done. We need the creators done. We need the content done. We need the caption done. We need everything done so that we can post it online. We need to be ready 1 hour before. So I believe that has helped me in professional life as well. I am not late for my office appointments or anything, whether it is on my internship, I need to appear on a code, I need to assist my seniors. I'm not late, and I feel, quite relaxed when I'm doing those engaging tasks, because I'm used to taking this MPH operation and I've handled it. So I know, it can
It
be
has led to an
managed.
all-round development in your
Exactly.
character as well, which is
It-
something that people can also expect.
Exactly. It is something which I believe not just SimFiesta, the whole ideology behind Symbiosis Law School Noida has also been. They have tried to make us understand the importance and value of discipline, and that has somehow helped us professionally and personally. And I believe that is applicable to every one of us.
And I guess being a multitasker as well. See, we also have our toots lined up just 2 days after, and we also have to meet the deadlines of the IT team. But we have to manage both things. That is how you learn to be a multitasker in your corporate world or in your litigation, whichever line you're going to choose after the college. You have to be a multitasker, either from taking dates on different codes on the same day or completing deadlines in corporate world. You have to have those skills, otherwise you are not going to be that competitive. It's a very competitive market out there, so you have to have those skills. Symbiosis Law School has done that in us, that we are able to manage things on our way.
Wake up early as well.
Wake up early.
Yeah.
So that has been our trouble
Yeah,
all year around. But I believe that it is all about work-life balance, which SimFiesta is part of that. So, I believe Symbiosis Law School Noida has taught us that work and that life balance is
Can be achieved.
Can be achieved by Symfiesta. So I believe that Symbiosis and Symfiesta together in harmony create that work-life balance. It
Exactly.
treats everyone that you can do multiple things together, and it is not something which you would be bothered or tensed or stressed about. You could do it happily,
They
laughing,
work in
and
perfect
enjoying.
harmony.
Exactly.
So that's all from our side, ladies and gentlemen, and we hope to see you in another podcast presented by SLS Noida.